I ain't never. You can't nobody, I don't carry myself as a gangster. I don't carry myself as a thug. I speak life in people. I tell people I done made more Nashville millionaires than a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And I stand on that. I done helped more people open businesses. More people opening businesses. I have pushed more black businesses to open than anybody else. Nobody in this city has helped more black businesses than me. Nobody.
Stimulation like coffee, swear they ready to risk it. D&D if it's positive, never fail, they'll miss it. Entitlement, hypertension, accountable is deficient. Painted like I'm Da Vinci, but own it like my invention. I feel like I benefited when reading my brother's sentence.
Welcome to One Goal Away, where we bring you real insights on business, tech, and foundation of growth. We're not just another podcast for your blueprint to change. It's your boy Coach Q, and I got my guy.
Your boy Joshua Mundy, man, and we got a special guest, man. I've been trying to get him for about 3 or 4 months, man. He act we ain't gonna say bougie, you know what I'm saying? He act like he's busy, you know what I'm saying? Actually, he's about 45 minutes late, you know what I mean? I'm calling out right here. But this is my guy, man. This is Robert Higgins. He is a restaurateur, club owner, lounge owner. He pretty much controls nightlife in Nashville. And we really want to just talk about his story, talk about all the things that it takes to actually run a successful establishment like he's been doing for over 20 or so years, man. So it's going to be a great show. And man, just introduce yourself, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know who you are. You know, your background, where you come from, things of that nature.
Well, for those who don't know, I'm Robert Higgins. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, the Lou.
A lot of people think you're from Nashville. You've been here so long, man.
Yes, Nashville has adopted me.
Yeah.
Nashville has adopted me. But I'm from St. Louis. I came here for TSU, stuck around, biology major, was going the whole Meharry route. I pivoted.
Come on.
Yeah. I pivoted and went directly into entrepreneurship. But I was in entrepreneurship before the whole dentistry thing. Yeah. So it wasn't like, I'm finna go to dental school. No, I want to be an entrepreneur. No, I was an entrepreneur, then realized I didn't want to go to dental school. So I went straight into entrepreneurship. I was throwing parties throughout college, did that, opened up. From there, I opened Jazz and Jokes downtown. Did that. Then I opened Weekend. Then from Weekend, I opened Agenda.
Listen, so we jumping. You going real fast.
Yeah, because I want to know. We'll dive into it.
We'll dive into all of that. No, you get the rolling. But so was you throwing events and parties before you got to TSU?
Nah.
Or like, how did you get into that space where, man, I'm going to start throwing events and parties and things like that?
So I was at TSU. I used to sell polos. I got my refund check, so I ain't had no money for it up. Like they handed me $4,500. Yeah. My parents, I knew that I couldn't make no money. They wasn't sending me no money when I got to school, so it was like I got a refund check, $4,500. I had to make some shake. I started selling polos. I ordered bulk on eBay, and I sell them. I did that my freshman year, and I got known throughout the campus. After that, I was going through all these Greek parties, and wasn't nobody really hosting the parties, so I just started hosting them. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm going to just start hosting these parties. It got to the point of me hosting them, people thought that was my parties. So I'm like, they like, Rob, when the next party? I'm like, I don't know, ask the alphas. Ask the alphas, I don't know.
Hosting as in?
Like,
Mike.
Or just Mike and just hosting the party. Like I was hosting them, like, and they was having fun. They only saw me. So it was like, when the next party, I was like, you know what? I'm finna use that to start throwing parties. So I got my homeboy Tiz. And I was like, bro, we need to throw a party. He like, for real? Like, yeah, like, let's do it. I got my next refund check. We threw the party. We was passing out flyers everywhere. This before, the only thing we had was Facebook. So I was passing out flyers at Walmart, Target. Not just passing them, I was putting them on cars. Anywhere I seen cars, I was putting flyers. I'm like, man, shit, these people might want to come to my party. So I'm passing them out everywhere, making Facebook events, and use my refund check. Me and Tez did it, and we, like, made the most money I've made in my life.
But listen, I want to take this as a moment because I got refund checks too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Platinum Food Booth. I wasn't my entrepreneur mind didn't get because coming from where I'm like I ain't 5'6". They hand me 5'6" racks. Yeah. I had to get a wardrobe. That's a good opportunity because I think a lot of people even right now leveraging credit, leveraging different things, but they're not figuring out how to make how to make money, residual money off of. I think it's a good, entrepreneur lesson even way back then to take something like a refund check and then build a business from it.
Right. If I could, So I took that, flipped it, and I made a lot of money. Like that one party got my refund back, made more money. Me and Ted's like, wow, we just made a whole bunch of money. Mm-hmm. What do we do with this?
I see back in the day, so we have to really set the scene. So back in the day, this is before the free lounges. Like everything was paid for. Right. Like general admission, $20, a VIP line, $100. Like everything. This was before,
but it wasn't no bottle service.
No, it wasn't.
Once you paid, you was good.
Yeah. It wasn't like booths. It wasn't bottle service, but it was like you had to go and pay into a club or going somewhere.
Right. That was back in when there was a line to get into clubs. Yeah. You know what I mean? People, you drive by places, you really don't see a line no more. Like at 9 o'clock, people knew to get there early. They wanted to get in free before 10 or whatever it is, or they wanted to not stand in a long line, whatever it may be. Like, so we had that, and it was like, it popped. And from there, I'm like, all right, what do I do from here? Like, what's my next thing? Like, so I said, I want to keep doing it. It's like a high. Yeah. It's like a drug. I did it once. I made some money. Was this a fluke or could I really do it? Yeah. So I did another party, and it popped. And I'm like, all right. What we call this now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So me and Tez, my other friend Jay, we called ourselves, people we fly guys. No, it was before Fly Guys. Okay. We was Fly Guys. So Fly Guy ENT. So we always could dress. People like, I could dress. I'm like, nah, we fly. Like, but I always believe there's no point in having influence if you can't cash in. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't ever want to be, it was a lot of cool dudes at TSU. All the girls, the whips, all that. But
they ain't making no from it.
They ain't making no money. It's like, bro, what you cool for? Like, so I wanted to be an influencer before the word was considered a thing. So it was like, I need to make, not even an influencer, I wanted to be paid for my influence. Like, I always say, what's the point of having influence if you can't make money off of it? So it was like, I'm like, bro, let's throw parties. He like, let's do it. What we call this, Fly Guy NT. So we start throwing parties. Like we did, we was throwing like that. That was my sophomore year in college. I was throwing all the big parties. And then that's when I met Crisis. Crisis was a year younger than me. So he came in and he was like, bro, I'm a DJ. And I'm like, oh, for real? He's like, yeah, I want to get in this. Me, I'm from St. Louis. It's different. Like anybody ever work with me know I'm just different. Yeah. And it took me a while to get to my differentness, but I accept it because that's what makes me me. I think everybody's different in their way, but I'm from St. Louis. It's called the show me state. I don't do business with nobody until you show me that you can do what you say you can do. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care who you is. If you want to do business, you got to be able to produce results. Right. So I'm like, Crisis. All right, go throw a party. You can't, we showed you what we can do.
Go throw one on your own first.
Go do it on yourself. Okay. Like, don't do this yourself. Yeah. Like, it's basically, and I look at it, it was kind of like an initiation in a way. Yeah. But go do it yourself.
Was Crisis already in that lane of throwing parties?
Crisis was DJing, and I think he was like selling CDs. We was friends, but we wasn't doing business together. He was around, he was working for WTST, that's the radio station. So he was doing that, but he wasn't, he hadn't thrown a party yet, but he wanted to join our movement. And I'm like, we already moving, bro.
That's another good channel for friends to yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, and then joining it means we had to break up percentages. Yeah. So, excuse me. So Crisis, go do your thing. So Crisis went in to a party. It's called Loose Juice. It popped. I'm on the outside like, dang, that nigga threw it. Hey, that shit was crazy. He can come on. Yeah, so it was Crisis. But then, so me and Crisis and Tez, we like, bro, what we doing? Like, let's take this to another level. I was finna be a junior, Crisis finna be a sophomore. So then we met this guy that was been throwing parties. His name was Kobe Randolph.
Yeah, Kobe. Yeah. Smith now.
So he saw what we was doing, and Kobe can talk his way into any room.
Right, I seen it, didn't they?
Hey, Kobe Dude, bro, he can, hey, bro, he just got the gift of gab in a way in which now, like, he in fucking South of France or something.
Yeah. So he talked his way into our partnership. Like, bro, I got this, and this. And he made me believe, like, you know what? So we did. And so he like, man, we gotta do this together, man. I got all the relationships. He knew everybody. He was throwing parties, but he wasn't popping them like we was.
Yeah.
It was like, he throwing them, but with us, with a machine behind, we was a machine at that time.
Yeah.
Not saying, we thought we was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you do it with us, we're gonna take you to the next level. So we did it with Kobe. We started doing Thursday nights in the summer at Rhythm Kitchen. It's downtown. It's actually end up being Jazz and Jokes.
Yeah.
So I was doing Thursday night network at Rhythm.
What's the dude that owned Rhythm Kitchen?
Dennis Woods.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, what was the other?
Bashar.
Are you talking about Bashar?
Bashar owned Atlantis.
It was Atlantis.
Atlantis. Yeah. So Dennis gave us the opportunity to do Thursday nights at Rhythm Kitchen. I was my I think sophomore, junior year in college. Sophomore.
Yeah.
I probably made the most money. I keep saying this over and over.
Yeah,
I made the most money I ever made in my life consistently.
What was that number? I mean, this is back in the day, so we can this is a long time with that now. So you can talk about.
Hey, listen.
15 years ago.
Listen, everybody know me that they sit on these panels and people talk about money. I be looking because I be like, man, I must tell you the number, but I never really talk about money that much, which we could talk about it.
Yeah.
But because I realize money can be spent, knowledge cannot. Right. So it's like when I look at the grand scheme of things, like people get motivated by, oh, you made $100 billion. Nah, I learned how to make $1 million. I spent the $1 million, but I learned how to make another because I have the knowledge. But back then I was making, like, say for instance on a Wednesday, we was probably doing $8,000 a Thursday, every Thursday, but we was doing the Saturdays too. So he's doing another $6,000 on Saturday. $7,000 every.
This is profit or revenue?
It's profit.
Okay.
And this is door money.
Yeah, this is strictly door. I didn't even know nothing about the bar back then.
Okay.
So I was doing
it. Giving the bars back
man,
then.
they wouldn't. But man, if I know what I know now, I would have got it. So you know, what I mean, I definitely would have got it because they used to tell me, Rob, I used to keep my clubs open. So it was like about $14,000 a week as a
junior in college, as a
sophomore. In college.
Sophomore, yeah,
with about $14,000 a week every week, and it was like, dang, I'm like, you know, you said platinum food, all that stuff, but I was like, I can spend some money now. Cause I'm making like 14, even though these times at 52, that's a lot for.
That's a lot.
You gotta think month. You know what I mean? You gotta think about inflation of what 14.
That's kind of about 25 racks right now.
Man, at least if not more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Back in the day, 14 racks a week.
Man, rent went up before 500.
No.
We talk 2007.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So, man, we took it. Man, we used to be in the mall. We used to be in dealers every week buying a new fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We was out here. But so we took that into the new year. Kobe was Kobe, man. Kobe was a spender. He was a spender. Like, he used to spend it. I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Like, he gambled, he did everything. I'm like, bro, you tripping. But going into the year, I guess he got you know what I mean? So Kobe like, bro, you know, which is typical Kobe. Like, he's like, bro, I think I could do this myself types in the last grand scheme of things. I could do this myself. And, you know, I'm breaking my money up. Like, I want to do this. He said something to that nation. So I looked at Crisis. I'm like, man, he's like, I don't need 3-party. I'm like, Crisis, I used to like, well, Crisis, you got to go then. And that was kind of, because we was doing like fly first class at that time. Yeah. I'm like, well, Crisis, you got to go because I know he ain't talking to me. And then I'm like, and I thought about it. I'm like, man, you know what? Bump that. All right, Cole, you do your thing. I'm a rock. I mean, cause you know, Christ was just a cool humble. He wasn't really out there. Yeah. He wasn't flamboyant. He was just a humble dude. So I'm like, bro, we gonna rock out.
Yeah.
So me and Crisis was doing Major League. That was the name of his party promotion company.
Okay.
Mine was Fly Guy ENT. So we like, bro, let's just bring it all together. That's where Fly Major came in.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was Fly Guy Major League. We came together, it was Fly Major. And after that, it was like history. Like, we was throwing parties for like, I can say this, from 2007 to 2010, twice a week, no cap, twice a week, 2 times a week for 3 years. I never threw a party for less than 500 people.
How do y'all get off?
No, I mean, it was a moment in time where like y'all were dominating the city, dog. I mean, it was we were grown, you know what I'm saying? But I would just see, I'm like, man, these young dudes, bro, getting it. Like, I don't know who these cats are, but like these young dudes is out here like throwing events, parties, and that's when like club culture was different back then than it is now.
Right.
And I think back then it was really more about having a good time.
Right.
It wasn't really about a flex. I don't think the flex was in it just yet.
Nah, it wasn't. Like,
Maybe the biggest flex would have been a bottom mobile.
That was your flex. Like, I used to have people that come in back in the day. This is when, you know, you had your grind hards and all that. They used to come to the club. Let me get 100 bottles. That's how I really got to know them. Like, I've been knowing them for like Elroy for like almost 20 years. They used to come in, let me get 100 bottles. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, who is this guy with 100 bottles of Moet? Like, y'all don't even gonna drink all this. But they did it, and I didn't even realize I wasn't making nothing off that.
How you went up charging that much?
It went my car.
So you didn't understand like the business side of you just don't
understood. So in life is levels. First, my level was to just get in and throw a party. Then it was to get in a club consistently to throw my parties. After getting in the club, I got I built a relationship with them. Now I realize, this club owner may not be best, because some club owners was good to me. Some club owners was real bad. You know what I mean? So that's what made me want to own a club, because it was like, man, I can't deal with these people.
How'd you learn the power of branding? Because I feel like you have a very powerful brand in the city, right? It's been 20 years. Was it organic? Where you just developed it?
I'm from St. Louis. Like, you got Jay Nix. He was a real big party host back in the day. And he went to Atlanta. He blew up. You got Shorty the Prince. He was another big party. He went on 106 and Park and did it. Like St. Louis, we breeded hustlers. I'm not saying other cities don't, but we breeded hustlers. Like, we figured out how to get it just based on how we was raised. So it was like Nelly, St. Lunatics. I watched everything that they do. You know what I mean? Like, from music to clothes to this to this. It's like you build a brand, you sell something. You get popular and you sell something. So it was like, my thing was like, no matter how time flies, I wanted to be able to keep up with whoever was the new hottest, whatever, because I got the knowledge and I'm always going to keep myself relevant. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to stay relevant because I know how to position myself. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be one of those people like, you remember him. That was my biggest fear. You remember him? Nah, I don't.
You crossed from Minerva, you probably go all the way down to 20, all the way to our age. So
I really say that, like, you and Bishop Walker have the same business model. Bishop. That's right. Bishop Walker's my guy. So because I really want to interview him, because it's a strategy in which that you catch people from all phases of life. So Bishop catch you in college.
Right.
He was a broke college student.
Right.
He start feeding you.
Right.
Then he giving you the word as well. He taking care of you. So then when you become a grown up, then you remember, okay, no matter where you live, Bishop Walker is my preacher.
Right.
And it just continues to go on and on where you always stay relevant. So you had us, I'm in my 40s. So we was rocking with you in 2008 and 9. Now you have an establishment that I can still rock with you, and you getting kids,
and you getting the next generation to keep it going.
It's a new batch that comes in that they may be 20. Like, man, I can't wait till I can go to Minerva. When I graduate or whatever. So it's like was that intentional on how you built your model? Or was it really no thought into, like, it was just like, okay, I'm going to open up these establishments. People going to come as they come. But is it like, what is the kind of thought behind how you do what you do?
So it's very intentional, because they say it's a new 21-year-old every day. And as you get older, that age demographic has kids get married and they stop going out. And especially in this city, you know, we're in the city.
But we have no loyalty. Once we get in our 30s, we did not come out on the rolling basis.
Right. And then you got the bougie professionals, like that was turning up with me when they was in 26, 27, 25. Then they became 37, 38, 39. They got a couple MMEDs and DDRs behind their name. It's like, well, I only do this. It's like, okay, and they don't go out that much. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the crap, people are always evolving. But it's like with me, it's like I wanted to be able to touch 21-year-old to a 50-year-old. And I've been doing that since I was 21 years old. Because I was 21 years old, I always been like, how can I get a 28 up crowd? I've tapped in with the people that was 28 up. And I bounced off them like Kenny Smooth. Like one year in my Black Affair, I remember I turned 22 years old. I did 3 Black Affairs in one night. I did 18 and up, a 21 and up, and a 28 and up. I was only turning 23.
Yeah.
But I knew that it's different crowds you have to service and it's different people. So now, even now I have to remind myself because I'd be like, man, I don't want to, but it's like, I got to still tap into the TSU crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was just talking to Christ. He was telling me like, Rob, you touch the 21, the 25-year-olds and you touch the 30-year-olds. You got to choose what crowd you. I'm like, bro, I'm everybody.
Yeah. but that's hard because a lot of times you get boxed into a crowd. You get boxed into a demographic.
You get boxed. And I think that the city's not big enough.
Yeah.
It's not like you got certain, I don't think the middle class, the urban middle class has grown in Nashville as much. You get what I'm saying? And then, especially the way, I'm trying to change the way people look at club owners, restaurant owners. Well, they look, club and restaurants different, but club owners and promoters and stuff like that, like some way is like in this city, they don't really look at them as professionals as much as, that they are. And it's like, I exude professionalism. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe professionalism is a way you carry yourself. And I feel like I carry myself very professional. I hate to make that about money because that's what a lot of people do. They make professional about money.
Yeah.
But a professional athlete, we don't consider them professionals. They don't get invited to the professional mixers.
Yeah.
But how they not a professional? Right. The name of they are called a professional athlete.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, they not. And they got the money to validate them being professional. I think I want to, and I see it happening now more than ever. I want to try to position Nashville where everybody we just want to have fun. Like we quit judging people for where they go out to eat and where they party at and like, man, how they if they promote or if they like, man, look, are you happy? Are you feeding your family?
Right.
Can you take care of yourself? That's all that matters.
There's a stigma in Nashville though, like local rappers, local promoters.
Yeah.
That does not look that good if you anything. Nashville has a very low stigma around local homegrown people that's in any of those lanes.
Right. And luckily I'm not from here. I ain't local.
But I mean, but it's still, they will attach to you. But you've been
for 35 years, my boy.
You're 25.
I want to pivot real quick. So what do you think, because now you're in the restaurant business. When did you open your first restaurant?
So we inside my first restaurant. Supper Club was my first time doing a strict restaurant. Like this is my first, I wanted to do something different. Like this was like, all right, how do you get into the restaurant industry?
Yeah.
Like, that was my biggest thing. Like I could never go nowhere to eat and walk into a place where it was a lot of black people out and I could just go and eat. There was no restaurants.
Yeah.
Where I could walk in like, man, I'm just want to go somewhere and vibe. Yeah. And hopefully I see somebody and just eat. Like, I'm like, blacks in Nashville do not eat nowhere. Like you can't, you'll see sprinkles.
Right.
At different spots, but it wasn't
all concentrated.
And if you go in any other city, bro, if you go to Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, it's 20, 30 the spots. Yeah.
And it's like, I come here, it's like, man, come on, y'all. It's like, it'll take a time, but I wanted to just find a place where people just do dinner. Like, let's go do dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's just go somewhere and eat. That's it.
How's this first, when did you open?
I'm going on year 2 in October.
How's these first year and a half been, man? Like from a strictly business lesson, what I didn't know and what I've learned.
So I used to think that restaurants was the easiest thing in the world.
I don't know why you thought that. He told you that.
That's Black Rob talking. That ain't Robert Higgins. This right here is Robert Higgins. That's Black Rob. That he gonna come in there like, oh, that restaurant's like nothing.
I'm like, man, I ain't got to deal with such and such. Man, it's easy. But, man, it got its challenges. Like, I think that you're substituting problems, not problems, but obstacles.
Yeah.
Like restaurant, club, bar. You just substitute obstacles. I think I've grown more than last 2 years. I polished more than I ever had to be because I had to have a business that wasn't built off a party. You know what I mean? I had to create systems, had to look at numbers. I had to watch my food costs because my money come into food, and I had to perfect the food. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like all that. I had a chef. I never really had a chef. You know what I mean? Like that you got to sit and talk to. You got to be on the same page with. Yeah. So it polished me to become a complete businessman on all sectors of hospitality, because now I can do hotel hospitality. I can do any form of hospitality now that I've done this, because I know all sectors now. It just made me better. And now I can go and do restaurants, and like, I know how to do a restaurant. I know how to consult a restaurant now. Yeah. I thought I knew, but I know now. Yeah. I know it from, experience. Like I say, experience is the best teacher. Man. So more than the profit or the money that I made out of Supper Club, the knowledge that I got is unbeatable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can do this now on any level.
Yeah, let's talk about the power of partnership. Because they always say that, it's hard for Black folks to work together.
Correct.
And
any folks to work together.
Any folks to work together. But in particular, just really when it comes to like partnerships and doing business together and building business together, and it seems that in every iteration of your journey, you bring people with you.
Right.
So let's talk about So let's talk about the power of partnerships and relationships and how you've been able to maintain some of them, having to let some of them go, but y'all still okay. But let's talk about that power of partnerships.
I think partnerships are very important, because you can't do nothing by yourself.
Right.
I've learned that. But at the same time, it's about having the right partnerships for every situation. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ask Michael Jordan to start a football team with me. Even though he might be great, but I'd rather go Emmitt Smith. You get what I'm saying? Yep. So in partnering, I make strategic partnerships. Yep. You get what I'm saying? Yep. Be strategic with who I do business with. Because when you partner with somebody, you're married to that person.
Oh, listen, I know, because I talk to this dude every morning. 7 o'clock to talk. We conference 7 every morning.
And if you're not talking, you're not communicating, or say, for instance, the partnership, y'all not on the same page, it affects the business.
It does.
It affects everything about the business. So it's like, you got to be strategic with your partnerships. And like, you got to be able to have the real conversations and stand on it, and be about the partnership. Like, it's like, look, we're going to have this conversation, and it's not a malice or malicious, with no malice or malicious intent. It's just that we need to have this conversation.
Yeah. How have you learned to separate? So you got friends that you partners with. Now, let's say you got Michael Jordan and you finna start a football team, and Michael Jordan wants to be a part of it because he's attached to what you got going on.
Friends in business.
How do you manage, like, hey, I'm finna start this venture here. I'm not gonna bring you along on this journey, and it's no ill will. It's just I'm going in a different direction. Do you ever have that problem?
All the time. No, because I'm at a level now. Not at a level, but I'm at a point now where I don't really get asked that much to let me partner, because they already know how I'm coming. Like, they already know how I'm coming. Like, it's just, and I feel like that's respect.
That is respect.
Because you can't just say, hey, bro, I got 100,000. Let me do a partner. Let me do a business with you. But I think that you can't. Business and partnership is hard, because when the partnership go wrong, the friendship can.
Yes.
So where people say, it's this thing I see on the internet to say, I'm not looking for new friends, I'm looking for partners. I've been in business 20 years. I'm looking for friends. Yeah. I don't want no partners.
Yeah.
Like, all my friends have become business people with me. And I don't want it humanized me to the point where it's just Robin, Mundy just sitting down, having a conversation. Friends and partnerships is like, sometimes I've been in this situation where, like I said, you got this meme that's on the internet. You can't be, I don't want new friends. I want partners. Mm-hmm. My end, I want friends. I don't really want new partners. I don't need new business partners. Like, I want to be able to pick up the phone to call somebody. Hey, I want to grab something to eat. Hey, how you doing? Y'all trying to go out of town? Hey, you want to go hoop? You want to lift weights? I got enough. Hey man, what the numbers do yesterday? Hey yo, what's the thing? I don't need no more in my life because Tiz always tell me you need work-life balance. Yeah. Like, it's like, I got enough work. Mm-hmm. It's like, yes, if the partnership comes around, then I'm cool with it, but I want it to happen organically. I want friends because friends, like, it's value in having peace of mind. Yeah, like, I've had the big nights. I had the money and I just want I'm sorry, just call me a sucker. I just want my homeboys. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Like, because everything else can be, like, businesses can close and open. Yeah. But it's like genuine friendships last a long time. So I don't really want to do business with my friends no more. Mm-hmm. I try to steer away from that now, because once you cross that line, it affects the friendship.
It does.
It affects the friendship.
Anytime you go back.
And the thing about this too is, so you're like me. We have like big personalities, right? And your personality is I would say you have a big persona. Yeah, right. Like, really, in private, Rob is quiet and like, no, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I done had people say, man, is Rob standoffish or? And I'm like, no, that's just his personality really standoffish. He's just not going to be overly social.
No, but it's like you turn it off an hour. Like, we know, okay, I can go grab this mic, rock this party. But if I'm not on the mic and I'm just standing, then Rob is like very like,
to myself.
To yourself, like, so dude, like, so you're not like a big, but you are a big brand.
Right.
And so as a big brand, it's hard for people to like do business with big brands if they feel like themselves are big brands as well.
Right.
And that's what kind of causes like the clash. That's why me and Quan work perfect together. Mm-hmm. Because Quan he's a big brand, but Quan he like you. He like me, just reserved chill.
Listen, I've been the big personality in my friend group for so long. I welcome having somebody that's louder than me, and I can kind of sit back because I'm low key. I like to chill. Right. I turn on that out too. Right. Josh don't never turn it off. So when he on, I can sit back and chill, and he on, so he kind of works.
So I think that I've always had a big personality, but I've kind of subdued it because of just this, how people, like, they start to formulate, and it's not right, but they formulate, I didn't want that attention as much. So when social media got in, and every time I turn around, people talk about you in third person as if you're not human. Yeah. So I start to hold up I create barriers of, that's why I'm like, that's why when I walk into I be to myself, because it's not that I don't want to speak to somebody or that, because I don't know how I really, like, sometimes I speak to people and they like, you acting like you can't speak. So you know what? I'm just mind my business. I walk in, it could be a beautiful woman or not so beautiful woman. I speak like, or a man, like, oh, what are you talking to me for? Like, or you don't really know how people feel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I stay to myself because, and then if somebody have a bad experience at, Jar, then it's like, I told y'all, that's why I don't mess with dude now.
Bro, listen, that's part of social media, Facebook, like that.
Got to do with that.
Hey, bro.
Like, I can go to Hop Dotty. I know the McDonald's have a bad fry, or they do something, or the servers say something crazy to me. I'm not gonna be like, I know McDonald's is crazy. Like, you putting too much on me. You giving me too much. So it's like, after being, and then I watch something, like, I get my flowers a lot, but I don't get like the praise not even the praise, because I don't want nobody to praise. We don't praise none but God. I feel like people try to hide the fact of what I've done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Like, and I get appreciated for where it matters, but you can't hide the fact of what I did.
Yeah.
Like, I be seeing people like saying who got the most influence and this and this. And that. I ignore that. That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Because facts are facts.
Yeah.
And I don't care about that because nobody in the city got more influence than Bishop Walker.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, to me.
No, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know business.
Yeah.
Not only does he preach a good word, but I know business.
Mm-hmm.
I see the business model within a church.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched, so before I became friends with Bishop, I watched how he handled adversity.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I dealt with adversity.
Yeah.
I dealt with people making up stuff about me, say stuff about me. I dealt with attacks. I dealt with negativity. So it's like, how do people do this and still keep a smile on their face? I'm like, I just look at Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watch how people can try to bring somebody down. If he talking about God,
like, you bring somebody talking about God now. Like I don't stand a chance. Just stand a chance. I ask you for $20. I don't stand a chance.
I remember I got the TSU. Be like, man, y'all know the Bishop that fly the helicopter.
That was a long.
The helicopter to church. I'm like, I want to meet this Bishop. I need a ride. But it's like, he never let it. I mean, I look at it like an artist because when he preach, he may say something like to shoot back.
Yeah,
and they'll probably shoot some darts at you, but in a biblical standpoint. But it's like, it don't faze him.
Mm-hmm.
He come back to the thing of like, man, that don't faze me, y'all.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping.
And I think once if you look, you know who you are. You've done what you've done for long enough where you don't need instant validation, the constant validation on what you're doing and who you are. Like your brand and name kind of stand for itself. So I think that has a lot to do with it. So what's next? All right, so all the way back TSU, Fly Guys, Fly Major, the weekend. I wish you bring back so we don't have enough like Jazz and Joseph was dope. Like those type of things.
I think that it was ahead of its time.
It
was ahead of its time. A lot of the stuff I did was ahead of its time, but Gender was right on time, but I wish it was here now. Jazz and Joseph was ahead of its time. But like I say, they didn't come. I mean, they supported, but it was always a complaint.
Yeah.
Man, ain't no parking. It says 30 for the show. Now we wish we had a 250, 300 seater. Then we can do shows or and had an outlet. Man, we helped make so many comedian careers in Nashville.
Yeah, for sure.
We helped them get off the ground. It's like, but nobody want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to talk about that. But it's like, now we don't have that.
Yeah.
Now you forced to go to Zany's. That's it.
Yeah.
We were giving you another option. Now you didn't have it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that where I'm at now, like I literally put 2.5 years of my life over here on Belcourt. You know what I mean? And if you'd told me 5 years ago I would have a building on Belcourt, I'd look at you crazy. Like, bro, they never gonna let me on Belcourt. You know what I mean? Just for how it looks.
Let's just talk about, so we have viewers from all over. So we are in Nashville. This is an area kind of close to Vanderbilt University, where Rob has opened up 3 establishments all within this kind of like block. We're pretty much on the block. So we have a supper club, Bungalow 10, and then we have a nightclub on the back of it called Jar. So was that the whole concept to build like 3 different things? I know you're very ambitious. So when you was doing it, I said, this dude is insane. I'm like, first of all, here's the 2 things. I was like, dude is insane, and he's made a ton of money over the years to be able to do 3 at one time. Like, it's hard to do one at one time. So you're doing 3. So what was the thought? Was Supper Club first, or was Bungalow first, or how did you get caught up in all 3 of these?
So my thing, the honest to God truth is, we got weekend taken from us.
Yeah.
Weekend taken from us. I had to pivot because I knew that if I didn't, people was gonna be like, I fell off.
Yeah.
Never. Like, so never. So it was like, I had to figure that out. This became available. I knew it couldn't be weekend. We had a supper club in Memphis. I needed something else. I couldn't lose one and not get something. So we end up getting this building, it just happened because it used to be an event space. Yeah. We ended up getting it. And I was like, we got to figure something out of here. A restaurant, cool. I do it just to get something going.
Yeah.
That became available after we signed this lease.
Yeah.
I was trying to get that, but she wouldn't budge. I was working on that for 8 months. I'm talking about everybody in the city was trying to get this building.
Right.
I couldn't get it. So I was like, forget it. We're going to figure out something to put her, then we're going to figure out over there. We're going to figure out something. So.
Does she own both of these?
No, it's two different owners.
Okay.
So it just so happened, like I tried to get it. She told me no, she didn't want it. She looked up what we own. Like, I don't want no weekend over here. Like, what? You tripping, weekend popping.
Right.
And then so we stopped talking about it for like 6 months. I woke up one day, I called my Andrea Perry, and I'm like, Andrea, man, can you make a phone call for me? It was just on my heart to make a phone call. So she made it. She's like, I got some offers, but send me their resumes or whatever. She sent them resumes. She sent my partner, she sent Joe's resume, and she's like, oh, he played the saxophone. Like, oh, that's cool. She's like, oh, and this younger guy, oh, he's real young. I like him. And she grew up liking to me. Okay. But then I'm the same guy you told no 6 months ago. So she's like, she told Andrew's like, send me over an offer. We sent it over to her. We went back and forth for 2 months. We ended up getting it. Now we got 2 buildings. Don't know what the hell we're going to do with it. I knew that she said it was stipulation we can. It was like, where we at? We really didn't want to put the whole weekend over here starting out because we knew,
shut you down. They got 3-4 months.
So I was like, I had to be creative. Like, I got to create new concepts. We had to create new concepts. So that was the thing. Like, how do we create new concepts? We created, we knew we had Supper Club. Let's do Supper Club here. Over there, it used to be called Cabanas. Mm-hmm. So, Cabanas was one of the best spots in Nashville to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it used to be dope.
Yeah, it had a 20-year run. So it was like, what is another name for a cabana? It's bungalow.
Okay.
So it was like, I want to pay homage to Cabanas and Randy Rayborn, rest in peace. So it was like, I want to do that. So we called it bungalow. The 10 is for Tennessee. So instead of saying Bungalow Nashville, we put the 10 on it. That's what I did.
The 10. That's what the 10 was for.
Yeah, so this is the Bungalow 10. So it was like a play for Cabanas. Then I knew one problem with Cabanas was that it was big. Either you want to be in the front or the back. So I said, we got to create a concept in the back.
Yeah.
So we end up creating a concept in the back of bungalow. That was jar. The jar and the 10 was Tennessee.
Do you ever wish? Because when I'm in the jar, I love this spot. Like, this is dope. Everything. Have you considered extending? Can you extend jar into bungalow when it's really at capacity?
Yes, you can. Yes, we can. We try to keep them separate. That's what makes the branding keep them. But I think we at a point now where people know the difference between the two. So it's like, if we did, it wouldn't be a problem. We could
because it would be dope if I could go, I'll be in jar, and they'd be like, all right, cool, I'm finna go on over to the bungalow, give me a little pizza.
And it's all in that
It's all kind of in social space.
Yeah. So you could, we're keeping the door open.
Yeah.
So we might, I might take y'all up on that. We might take y'all up on that. But see, at first, I think that it was more or less a situation where, we didn't want to, we wanted to create the brand first. Because if we would have kept it the same, then people would get like, I'm just going here rather than I'm going to 2 different spaces. Right. So now we at a point now we do keep the door open now.
Because you market those two different crimes.
Yeah, but now we keep it like
just on a late night. I would just say just do it on the late night.
Yeah, and that's what we do. Like, and now that's what I'm saying. Now it's to the point where it's like, all right, we done with here. You can walk back here. We let people flow back and forth.
Okay.
And then, so with Supper Club, it worked with Bungalow and Jar. The back of Supper Club used to be a parking lot. I was like, bro, we just got this. We just hit with this idea, making the 2 concepts here. Let's do the same thing with Supper Club. So with Supper Club, we opened Sunset. Sunset's the back of Supper Club. Same way, we built it out, put bathrooms, cabanas, bar, sinks, everything, sound, everything back there to make it the same concept. So Sunset Supper Club, but I think Sunset Supper Club is a more older demographic, whereas Bungalow and Jar may be a little younger.
Gotcha. So I know this is like private conversation. I know you was having situations with codes and things of that nature. So
man, you can ask me anything.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying. We're gonna get your views up, man, because it's gonna be people like, man, I wonder he gonna say this. Man, because I don't want you to feel like you didn't get the chance to ask.
No. So did you get all that worked out from, like, did you have to get two different, I know they was trying to make you get two different liquor licenses and things of that nature. So
right.
How was you able to divide it, or were they you just told them it's all one, or how did that work? You know, let's talk about, because even with Minerva, like, so it was like a period of time you was catching a lot of smoke.
I was catching a lot of smoke.
There was so much smoke.
I was.
So, you know, because Minerva it was a situation over at Minerva. And so how do you, that's a greater question. Like, how do you navigate when things happen at your establishments? Oh, actually, excuse me. They don't happen at your establishments. They happen in proximity. There's an association, and that's an association that ties to it.
So I think that I've been in business 20 years. I can count on one hand, 2-3 fingers, how many times anything's ever occurred at anything that I've done. Mm-hmm. But I think that like sometimes I feel like sometimes it's an attack. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's promoted. It's an agenda to make it seem as if something more than what it is. And I think that sometimes our people have, because our people is a big part of my demographic. Yeah. We fall victim to believing the agenda. If anything was to occur in my life, I just take it for what it is at this point. You know what I mean? Because first off, man, it's stuff happens at churches, Walmarts, movie theaters, the White House, everywhere. We can't, like, we got, the bigger thing is gun control, gun reform. Like, how do we control the fact that anybody can get a gun right now, as long as you don't have a criminal background? And who don't have criminal backgrounds? Our counterpart. But who does? Us. So we going to jail with our guns, but they can still carry them. It's like, let's get rid of guns, first and foremost. Secondly, I think that things happen. The city of Nashville knows things happen every day on Broadway. Every day. Right now, somebody getting hit upside the head with a Corona. Mm-hmm.
And the difference is how it's publicized and how it's talked about. Those are two different things.
That's the biggest difference. How they cover it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Plus they make sure that, because Broadway, it's about the money. Broadway is a money maker. Yeah. We can't have bad press, but because we know what it does. But we do that to so many other small businesses all the time. And the fairness of that is not right, because it's like, not only, and then they have, like, I work close hand with all the police precincts in Nashville. Mm-hmm. You know, they come all the time for noise complaints or this and that. And it's like, look, I'm here. I'm on your side. I'm not against you. So you don't have to be aggressive with me. But when you go downtown Broadway, they have police presence. They have a police precinct on Broadway. Just for them, no matter how it happened, and they knew they had to be cut. You don't put a police precinct unless there's crime.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, but they knew it. So now they're keeping the customer safe. So what about policing other areas? What about policing the small businesses in Nashville as well?
And if you don't make it a stigma that these businesses are driving in crime. Just understand that whenever you have a large population of people, you need to have that type.
You should have police precinct. You should have police present anywhere. And I think that they don't have police presence at small businesses. And I hate to say, minority business or black business, because they're not nowhere, but except where they need to be, except where they want to be. Word. It's like, if you police all the areas, there wouldn't be no crime. Yeah. It's the reason why it's crime, because there's no police presence.
On Broadway, you do something,
you know you going to jail. You know you're not getting away. You going to jail, like, bro. Why can't we take that mentality and apply it to everywhere we have businesses? Yeah, like, protect all businesses, not just that one.
I think, like, in Nashville, for whatever reason, it might be other cities too, like, the black, like, Black Nashville helps the bad press.
Right.
Because I don't know what it is, but we look for things to get on social media and be the first to talk about it. And I know when getting into Pivot and being in the consumer business, we've had bad press. We've had great success stories, and we had people that did not love the experience. They always the loudest people. Mm-hmm. And I know me and Josh have had conversations because sometimes your instinct is to go and combat.
Yeah, go reply.
And I know you've been having to deal with it over a period of time. Like, how do you navigate? Or do you just know, like, it's a short news cycle, and if I keep doing what I do, it's going to work itself out?
So social media, I really don't try to get involved that much in the social media stuff until recently. It's like, man, listen.